How you doing? This is Kinesiology 100, and I'm your instructor. This is Adrian, and I received a couple different emails over the first few days of class. And you know, with every term, you always get like one email here, one email there. But what I found was I received several emails, and they all seem to revolve around kind of the same, not issue, but same kind of general theme. And I thought, well, I better go take a look at the course and see what's going on. And here's what I found, and as I note in the next paragraph, what I found was this course was originally designed to be in person, and then it evolved into to synchronous online, and then it's now evolved into the iteration it is now, which is what we're doing, which is asynchronous and online. And as a result, with each iteration, you have different settings, and in Blackboard, you have to have things set up correctly so it delivers content in the right way. So you can just imagine if the class is set up for in person and you print off an assignment and you hand that into your instructor, well, then you don't have to worry about where you submit it on Blackboard. Just so you guys know, I'm the kind of instructor where I don't carry like notebooks full of paper onto campus. I don't sit in my wingback chair. I don't even have a wingback chair, for God's sakes. I don't sit in my wingback chair at home by the fireplace grading papers. That's just not my thing. I tend to do everything through Blackboard. And so what you'll find is during the first or for the first couple of assignments, you will have some stuff you'll have to fill out. You will have to then either save it or scan it, print it, then scan it to submit it. But I promise you there will be a point where everything in this course will be on Blackboard and you will never have to print a piece of paper, because I'm not a kill the tree kind of guy in the name of education. I'd much rather we do everything in this Blackboard environment. But that does have its challenges, right? I mean, all of us as instructors, we have our challenges because we have all this great stuff that's kind of floating around in our head that we want to teach. And, you know, to some degree, all the instructors were all kind of creative in how we want to do that. But then we have to try to jam it into the sterile environment, which is Blackboard. So it does have its challenges. And I tried doing that with the first two assignments for this week. And I was met with a couple challenges unless I completely changed how they were set up in the course itself. And given some of you had already looked at it, I didn't want to make a bunch of changes at this point, but I wanted to make some subtle ones, but at least alert you that I will be making some changes going forward, because I have no desire to have to print out papers and try to grade them. That is just not what I do. Another question revolves around the workouts. And look, I'm a fitness guy. I've been involved in coaching and fitness for, 30 years, right? And the question always comes up like, well, when's the best time to work out? Where should I work out? What should I be doing? And in some regard, I can tell you as a practitioner to a client or an athlete, some people can't work out at 5:30 in the morning. For others, it's perfect. Some people can't do 5 o'clock at night. For others, it's perfect. And I will tell you, unless you have to plan out your workouts because of a formalized program that you're trying to get proper loading parameters to lead up to some type of event and blah, 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 and you're a professional athlete, then yeah, you may have to pay more attention to what time you work out and how you're going to have maximal gains based off of that. But I'll tell you, as somebody who might be from the general population, if it gets you off the couch and allows you to work out, it's the most convenient to do so, then that's when you do it. If it's 5:30 in the morning before you go to work, that's when you do it. If you can do it at lunch, on your lunch break, then you know what? That's when you go work out. So, even in terms of working out, if it's easier for you to walk across your living room and go hit the living room gym, or you're very picky about what gym you are currently working out in and you want to continue to work out there, I'm fine with that. Harper has a wonderful facility, 10,000 square feet, has everything you could possibly want in there in that building. But I get it. Some people, might be just picky about their gym, while others are picky about their home gym, and that's totally fine. But the big thing is, just remember, you have to document these and submit those workouts to get the full point value. And I'll say it again. I'll make it a point to create a format where you can do all of that online. You don't have to write anything out. You don't have to print anything. You don't have to send anything in. It'll be all done in Blackboard. Not this week, but in the next week. Also, with the post and response. The post and response, I want to make this a point now and I'll talk about later on. You have to make sure that you do the post and to respond to your classmates. I've had people fail a class because they only did post, and they didn't do the other 50% of the work and respond. I'm telling you, for a class like this, there's absolutely no reason why a person shouldn't pass this class, let alone do very well in this class. You just have to do the workout, you post your work, and that's it. And you do the post and response. It's not that hard to get an A in this class. So when I mentioned the different iterations, right, and you'll see this when we go in, right, you might have some of the content was originally written in 2020. Uh, it still doesn't take away from the fact that it's a great homework assignment and you're going to end up doing it anyways. But from a layout standpoint, you'll notice we're in red up here. And also from a layout standpoint, I'm a guy that likes to use learning modules as opposed to the course materials, but I was not willing to try to convert everything over into the learning modules from the course materials. So you'll find everything in course materials. If we open that up, you'll see one of the things I did is I went through and I unlocked everything. All the folders are live. And within each folder, you have all the things that you'll need to do. But I also went through and I color coded them. So when you look at this, you can see we got red, scroll down, we got orange, then we got yellow, and then green. I tend to organize all my classes in a Roy G. Biv format. So I know if I open something up and it's in red, it's in the first part of the class. If I go back to my announcements and I'm trying to find something in the early part of the course and it's, April, I know I'm going to have to go back and look in the red folders. It's just a way to help keep me organized. And I can tell you as somebody who in undergrad, one of the things I did was leading up to my first test in one of my classes, I would use the same little sticky notes and the same color highlighter leading up to the first exam or quiz or whatever. And then leading up to the second one, I would use a different color or set of sticky notes and a different color highlighter. So I'd have like all pink highlighter leading up to 1, yellow highlighter leading up to 2, orange highlighter leading up to 3. And it's just kind of evolved into this format that's really helped me as an instructor because I know it helped me as a student. So maybe that's a big takeaway for you guys and you'll be able to use that. The one thing else I did is one of the other things I did. I went through and it's pretty okay how it's broken out, but I wasn't totally cool with how this was broken out because I really am keen, especially in a Blackboard asynchronous course, having it be as streamlined, as simple as possible. And going in, this is what you need to do. And you also know going into week one, this is what needs to be completed. Here they are, boom, 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 1, 2, 3. And so as a student, it becomes really frustrating when you open up and you can't find the stuff that you need to do, or you can't find the stuff that you need to submit. So what I try to do is I try to make it really super simple so we can find it. So if we open up week one here, let's just do this. And some of the questions revolved around, oh, where do I get the assignment? How do I submit it? And this is pretty straightforward, guys. You open up your SMART goal here. It's a 2-pager. One is information, and you'll see here information on the front end. Up, 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 up. And then down here is this. I tried putting this in the Blackboard, and I was trying to do this in a manner where it was going to be simple and concise, which I could do. But then when I put it in Blackboard, it affected the grade center. So for me to take all of these assignments and load them in the Blackboard, I want to do it in one sitting, perhaps on like a Saturday afternoon. I can crank through all of them at once, and I won't have the issue of some stuff is on paper and some stuff is in Blackboard. I want it all done at one time. So I'll probably knock that out. I'm hoping this weekend. I really do. But when you look at this, you print this off, you review, make sure you put your name on it. I will see your name when you submit it, don't get me wrong. And there are a couple ways you can do this. You can print it, fill out your answers for these 5 questions. You can also, if you wish, you can then write your answers and use the form in Blackboard. Let me get back over here. And you open up your SMART Goals homework and you can submit it by writing of submission. So you have an open spot where you can write in your information. But definitely make sure you put the question in there and then put a dash or make the next line and then put your answer. Put the question, next line or dash, whatever you want, and put the answer. That way it makes it easier for me. And that's another little takeaway. Always make it easy for your instructors to give you points. Oh my God, super easy. The document itself can be printed off, filled out, completed on your computer. You can scan it, you can save it onto your desktop, and then you can just go seek it out right here and then just load it up right from here and you can load it in. I can guarantee you this will be a headache you won't have to deal with soon because as I mentioned before, I'm a guy that likes to do everything in the Blackboard environment and have the actual even questions in the Blackboard environment so I can grade it right there and not have to open up something else to be able to review. So we scroll down a little bit further. You have the discussion on resting heart rate, and that's pretty straightforward. You know, that you open that guy up and you should be able to then submit your discussion. Now, if you go over here to discussion board, now this will look different than yours because mine's an instructor module. If we go ahead and just do this, and I go student preview, and let's go to discussion board. I go in, you know, you have week one, you have one there, you got discussion board, you got resting heart rate there. And then we go ahead and come down a little bit further, right? You got week two discussion. And so I'll be going through the discussion boards and just, you know, verifying that the layout's correct and everything's all set up correctly with the radio buttons, as I mentioned, behind the scenes. So it actually pops up at the appropriate days and times. So guys, I do hope that this helped. I know that when you jump into a course and you're looking at a 13-week course in the latter part of the term, you know, it's like starting off the semester all over again. There's the same headaches that you have in the first part of the semester. You just happen to have them now in the middle part of the semester, just with a different course because it's starting today. So bear with some of the changes that are going on here, because I promise you, my goal is to make my life, therefore your lives, easier in terms of submitting homework and being able to get all the points you need to get the A. If you ever have any questions, definitely keep doing what you're doing. Send me an email. I'll do my best to answer it directly. If I, for whatever reason, have an assignment and I get multiple email requests or questions, I will absolutely just shoot another one of these videos and send it out. And I would fully expect to see more of these videos to be posted, because it's a real easy way over the course of maybe 10 to 12 minutes for me to get a message across. All right, guys, have a great one. Get going on your workouts, and I'm looking forward to a great semester. Thanks a lot. Bye.